manufacturing plants, to the fertilizer on the farm, to the building blocks.
Cary Lockwood is here with all the information you could possibly want. He's an automotive consumer advocate. All of the information he doesn't necessarily give you, but he does tell you where to get it. In fact, why don't you start right now so that we make sure that everybody knows how they can find out all of the information they need about the local neighborhood garage, the mechanic, the gas station, where they should take their car.
And it's actually quite easy. They just, go to the website, yourautonetwork.com, and you can punch in the zip code in your neighborhood where you live or where you work and find quality repair shops. And there's information all about that shop, how long they've been in business, and that critical information that helps you, select one that's going to, do a good job for you. And that anybody on that site has been proven, and we've investigated them. And as a thank you to you, Pat, we've got a special going today. If you want to pick up one of our Your Auto Network Advantage cards.
Oh, well, listen, let's get this out of the way and take a look at what you're talking about. Okay, there we go. We got that full screen, and what does it mean?
And basically, we've created that card. A lot of our shops have said, hey, we want to help out the local folks. And if you pick up one of those cards, just punch in the Pat McMahon special on our website, yourautonetwork.com, and they can use that card and save a few bucks with some coupon offers that our shops have offered.
So we'll make it worth their time?
Surely, definitely.
That's terrific. Okay, so you've got the Your Auto Network information right there anyway. And what do they ask for?
They just actually push the button, the Pat McMahon special on the website.
Oh, yeah. I love the simplicity
Piece
of that. Okay. And then will they get one of these?
I don't think you want one of those.
I think we have viewers, as a matter of fact, who have had this removed from their system. But that was the Suzanne Summers part of the show. What is this?
Well, exactly what I wanted to touch on a little bit is that's just a plain old radiator hose made out of rubber.
Yeah.
And one thing I wanted to enlighten people about as far as leaks go is when you have a leak, a lot of people think, oh, it's just a leak. I need to top off my oil or top off my transmission fluid. And obviously, when those components are leaking, you can shorten the life of that system. But also when you have a leak, many times it affects other systems. And especially with an oil type leak, if it leaks onto a hose, not only are you going to have a problem with a leaky engine or a leaking power steering pump, it can saturate rubber and damage it to the point that another system will fail on you. So the point is, it's real critical that when you do see a leak, and it's not a water-based leak, it is a power steering leak or a transmission fluid leak or even an engine oil leak, which is quite common, it can damage other components. So you need to get it investigated fairly rapidly. And diagnostics are so much easier when the leak is early in its life, because obviously it migrates and the air moves that oil all over the engine compartment and all over other components too. Another real serious thing is when oil starts leaking onto wiring harnesses.
Yeah, that sounds dangerous.
And electrical components.
Yeah.
So it's just another area that can cost you a whole lot more headaches if you don't investigate and get a leak repaired in a timely fashion.
But Cary, what indicator do I have unless I see stuff on the floor of my garage?
Well, besides that, you're also going to have your trusted, shop. Like if you pick a shop from yourautonetwork.com, they're going to be able to inspect that car. Like when you go in for a regular service, just to have the oil changed, have the tires rotated, they're going to do a general inspection.
Including my dealership?
Sure, of course, they should.
Well, okay, but you don't discount the quality of repair service or maintenance service at automobile dealers.
I basically enjoy dealing with the independents because even according to Consumer Reports for many years, they do surveys, and the satisfaction that people get on getting their cars serviced is quite a bit higher at the independents than at the dealerships.
But is my warranty still going to be good if I don't take it into the official shop?
Yes, definitely. Obviously, documentation is very important, and any good shop is going to provide you with that documentation, and that becomes more and more critical to make sure your warranty stays in place. But no, you don't need to take your vehicle into a dealership for warranty to be in place. That's kind of a misnomer, and I think that's kind of a bad sales tactic. As long as it's documented and your service was performed at the proper intervals, you're fine.
I always feel comfortable talking with you about any part of my automobile and any kind of automobile. It's just when you're keeping company with broadcast personalities that I get a little nervous because I know how flaky we really are. and what is this relationship that you have with Charles Goyette?
Well, actually, Charles Goyette, many years back, said, hey, Cary, why don't you do some car talk radio since you love cars and you've been working on cars your entire life, and I worked for a major manufacturer for 20 years and owned my own shop for about 10 years. And he says, you're a natural, do car talk radio. I'm like, I don't know, Charles. So I tried it and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed helping the consumer, get good information and learn more about their car and have a safe operating car. So recently, he actually wrote a book, The Dollar Meltdown, and we did an interview just recently, and he's going to be on my radio show on Friday, and I understand that you're going to have him on too.
Splendid. You were able to plug all of us. Charles
How about
Goyette's
that?
book, your show, and mine, all in
Yes.
the same sentence, without taking a breath.
Well, you trained me well.
Why don't you tell everybody, by the way, where they can hear you?
Basically, my radio show can be heard Fridays at 10 a.m. right after your show on TV at 10 o'clock in the morning on 1010 a.m., which is KXXT.
You do the call letters and everything very well. And Charles Goyette is going to be my guest tomorrow, as a matter of fact, talking about the book. Charles and I worked together for many years
Yes,
at
I knew that.
KTAR. The only thing that Charles did not do, because he's a very, very bright guy, and if I agree or disagree with somebody, the only thing I want you to do is to be well-read and smart, and then I'll listen to you. And since you are well-read and smart about automobiles, I'm going to ask you right now, what happens when my automobile manufacturer sends me a recall? Should I really pay a whole lot of attention to it if it doesn't look like it's going to be a disaster?
Oh my gosh, yes, because even some real basic recalls, and next time when you invite me back, I'd actually like to go into a little more depth about recalls and how important they are to not only your safety, but the general public's safety.
Well, give me a 60-second digest.
I'll give you a short example, something as simple as a floor mat that has been recalled by Toyota has ended some people's lives because it was jamming the accelerator pedal. And people, when that happens, they panic. They don't know what to do, and people have died. So even something as simple as you get a recall notice in the mail and says, oh, we need to replace your floor mats. You go, oh, it's a floor mat. What could it do? Well, just something as simple as that could, injure yourself or others, and that's scary. But people are numb to recalls, and they don't realize how critical it is to their safety of themselves and their
But
family.
they will, because you've already
Oh, my
said
gosh.
you're coming back, and we hadn't even invited you yet. See, that's
Please.
that's the kind of confidence I love. But Cary Lockwood knows that we love having him on, because you see, I feel like I'm a lot more confident driving my car back and forth to work, just because of the information that he's given you and me. Cary Lockwood, remember the information that we've given you about how to get in touch with him. He's an automotive consumer advocate, and I'm a short talk show host who is delighted to come back and offer you some closing thoughts.
Over the last several months,